Xavier has started the season being ranked. We're ranked earlier in the season than any other season on record, now standing at number 14 in the country. That's out of a lot of teams. That's pretty good. Do we expect this play to continue? Are we going to keep up ranked? Is it sort of an expectation that we're going to be able to meet week to week?
I think the attitude across the country, and definitely here at Xavier and throughout the A10, is that we are expected to dominate the A10 again. While the A10, I feel like there's a couple of good young teams out there. I expect us to dominate the A10 as well. We might have a couple more losses than we did last year, just because we're missing a lot of leadership at the guard position. But and then other teams have stepped it up as well. We had a lot of young teams this year, and now they get a year under their belt. And I think teams also, we're going to have a target on our back, especially in the A10, as the best team. So teams are going to play their best against us, and every time we go out there, we're going to get the best of everybody. No one's going to lay down for us.
We are the team to beat, and we usually bend the underdog, the guys who have been shooting for beating the ranked team. So it's just kind of an interesting situation for us this year. I'm not used to it. Kyle?
I feel like we're going to do well in the A10. I think it's going to be a thing where you have Temple at home. The home crowd will absolutely tear apart almost in Christmas. And they will not stand a threat. I think that's your biggest threat in the A10 is Temple. Their young team is developing. I feel like that's the biggest threat game, and I think we're going to roll in A10 play.
Will hopefully not be a Merry Christmas for Temple. Martin, what are you thinking?
Actually, I disagree with you, Kyle. I do think that the Temple, they will be a good team, but Dayton is the one that we really have to look out for. They're a very good, fast-paced team. They're kind of like Miami, Ohio, but again, big problem if we turn it over to them. As they've done in the past, they just dunk it on us every single time down the court. And we really do need to pay attention to them in the A10.
Yeah, I don't know about that though, because as you notice, every time we've played a team with one big star, we usually kind of contain them pretty easily. Look at Indiana last year.
Our defense has been decent, but we're not the same team as we have been. So
I know. I don't think our defense has lacked though.
We'll keep that in mind. I'm thinking St. Joe's is probably going to be that one game that'll kind of be the one to look at. I don't know about Dayton or Temple, but I mean Temple's always strong. Dayton's always strong. It's just going to be a matter of that we only play St. Joe's once, and that's going to be towards the end of the season. It's kind of an important game. It's at St. Joe's. It's in Philadelphia. So that will yet to be seen. All right, standout player of the year. We've had B.J. Raymond have a career night. We've had Derek Brown slipping a little bit off the chopping block. We've had Terrell Holloway stand out, obviously, with the free throw performance. Who's your standout player, Kyle?
I like Jamel McLean. I feel as though he actually deserves a starting spot. I think his hard play, he's a player like Derek Brown, but I feel like he takes those high percentage shots. He's not looking for the three-point shot. He's going inside, he's getting dirty, and he's getting the job done.
Derek has kind of got the different mindset this year about that shot, and I think it's been messing with him too. And Jamel is in my starting five, even if Coach Miller doesn't agree with me. I mean, I guess I don't get paid a couple $1 million to coach the team, but Martin?
As you said earlier, B.J. Raymond, he's the man. I mean, he's been hitting clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot. 32 points against Auburn, a very good team, very young team as well with Auburn. I mean, he's showing that he is the true leader out there, and the whole entire team does need to listen to him.
BJ is our big man this year. He's our Justin Cage and our Stanley Burrell of the past. Will, what do you think?
Well, PJ, I'm going to have to go out on a limb here.
Thank you for saying my name.
I'm going to have to go out on a limb here.
As if you were talking to anyone.
I'm going to go with Jason Love. Hear me out on this. He doesn't get all the stats, doesn't get all the points, but he does a lot of little things down low. He's really controlled the paint. No big guy so far has dominated us. You got to look at Jason Love there. He's a completely different player than he was, especially freshman year and even last year. I think the addition of Freeze has upped his game a lot because he's feeling pressure from that because Freeze is a great player and a great addition. So I'm going to go with Jason Love as the unsung hero, while obviously B.J. Raymond's he's having a career year, and he needs to continue that if we're going to succeed. But I'm gonna go with the role player here and pick out Jason Love.
4 years is a long way to come. We've seen him develop from something else to where he's at now. I can't even describe where he was at about 4 years ago, but he's gone a long way, and we appreciate him, but I still think you're crazy. How about underperforming? Who is underperforming? Martin?
Personally, for me, it's Dante Jackson. Just the simple fact that during the Virginia Tech game, he was 1 for 8, making that only three-pointer at half court. He needs to step up his game. We need someone to fill in for Drew Lavender. Of course, we'll never have someone like Drew Lavender or Stanley Burrell, but the fact that he is a returning player, he needs to step up his game. Otherwise, Terrell Holloway and even Brad Redford, once they become more developed, they'll take his spot.
All right, I'll take that. I'll replace Stanley Burrell any day, but maybe that's just me. Will?
Obviously, Brown's had a so-so year. I think he's trying to press too much. The big thing was like, is he going to go to the NBA? He needs to develop a shot, and I think that's a little bit in his head. He needs to take a page from his last 2 years at Jamal McClain and take it inside where he's good. That shot will come He'll get open opportunities. Force it, you're not going to do well. Also Dante Jackson, I don't think he's really underperformed. I think he's overperformed actually. He's handled that forward position good, like I said. It's not great, but he's done a lot better than I think many people expected, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
I didn't see his defense improving, and it has, so that's a good thing for Dante. And about Derek, he put on, 25 pounds of muscle in the offseason, and what is he doing with it? He's taking jump shots. That muscle doesn't help you take jump shots. Kyle?
I disagree on the Dante. I do agree on Derek, but actually I'm going on a limb here. I'm calling out the senior, C.J. Anderson. I feel like he needs to go back inside. I know he doesn't have an outside shot, which they've never used, which I don't think we want to see.
Not at all.
I feel like last year he was using the offense more, giving the ball down low. I always said slice, dice, and spread the butter when he would always get inside and make the bucket. I just feel like he's that guy.
I used that at the bar last night and it didn't work.
Well, you should try it again. It always works. But
not margarine, butter?
Butter.
Okay.
It's butter. But I definitely feel like C.J. Anderson needs to have that senior status and be a true leader like BJ is.
All right, I'm thinking I'm leaning towards that too. I mean, CJ has been doing well. He's still getting his rebounds, still getting his quality defense from what I've seen, but that is true. He does need to step it on the offensive side. I haven't seen him have that driving force like he did in the tournament that really saved us, I think, in more than one game down low. But let's see, what else? What do you guys think of the rest of the season? We have a couple important games. What's been the most pivotal so far?
I'm just going to go with the whole tournament in Puerto Rico. You look at last year, our preseason tournament, we won that against Indiana and some other big schools, and that really propelled us, gave us momentum for the rest of the season, and I look for the same this year.
Okay.
I feel like the pivotal game was actually against Memphis. I think just knowing that we can go up another ranked opponent and play very well and shut down their offense. Granted, they still can't shoot free throws, which I think if they shot free throws the way we did that game, because actually that was our best game with free throw shooting, I feel like that would have been a closer game. But just knowing that we can play with the big boys, I think is always a good thing.
It's a confidence booster, and it's rare that we get to play a ranked team so early in the season to show what we can do. Martin?
I hate to sound like a broken record here, but I agree with both of you. The tournament was a huge boost for us. The Virginia Tech game, Missouri, all those games, Memphis, having Memphis only shoot 15 of 30 from the free throw line. We unfortunately shot 25 of 37, but we still got the win, and that really does boost up the team. But, back to that Auburn game, 22 turnovers. We need to keep building from that Memphis win. We can't just, take it in stride. We need to keep building.
I think that Auburn win is going to be a wake-up call. I think Miller's going to be really mad. But at the same time, we had no right being in that Memphis game. I mean, Dante Jackson, thank you. Thank you, 1,000 thank yous. But something like that's not going to happen to us ever again. And if we get to tournament time and it comes dodown to that, I'm sorry, I don't think Dante can do that twice. He's not Superman. But good points, valid points. All right, let's wrap it up. Closing statements, guys. 7-0. This is a totally different Xavier team than we're used to. I've never seen a Xavier team like this. What are we looking for in the rest of the year? We're going to be playing UC soon, Duke, Virginia, Butler, Robert Morris, and Ohio before the A10. Who do you see as important games? Who do we beat? Who do we lose to? Martin?
Oh, I'm going to state the obvious, Duke. That's going to be a really tough game for us. What I think we need to do is we need to, again, control the ball. Also, Butler and Virginia will be tough games. Even though Virginia, we beat them by 30 last year, we still need to step up the game.
New team.
And, it's a new year, new team. We got to just improve.
New team. Will?
I'm going to go with the UC game. 2 years ago, we lost to them at UC, and we're playing at UC again this year. And they're going to be, because, we've kind of switched roles here locally in terms of the importance of basketball and the skill of the teams. They're going to be really gunning for us. So I looked at that game as a dangerous one for us. As
I said earlier, I mean, we've usually been the team to come to UC or have UC be the ranked one, and we've been the one to take them down as the underdog.
Last year we came out, 2 years ago we came out real flat against them.
Exactly. I mean, I'm interested to see how Miller's going to handle that game, if he's going to change anything up, because he has in the past against UC. Kyle?
I really feel like it's the UC game as well. I think that is going to be a pivotal game before the Duke game. I think that's just a rivalry. You've got to watch out for them and not overlook it. I think UC, we potentially could lose it. I think the defense is going to be there. And actually, I think we're going to beat Duke.
You heard it here first, folks. Kyle Isaack says we're going to beat Duke. I think the game that's probably going to be really important, and obviously the Duke game, everybody's all eyes are watching because it's going to be on national television. But Butler is a mid-major team that has come in year out, performed pretty well, and the whole world's going to be watching us to see if we are indeed not a mid-major anymore, if we're past that, if we are a contender by beating a team like Butler. That's it for us. Kyle Isaac is our winner because I don't like Will. And
I don't like you either.
And he's got the butter line, so you can't call that a loser. You get bragging rights the next 2 months. Join us next week. We will be here with just me and Will probably because we don't like them that much.
Yeah.
Stay tuned though. We're gonna finish up Xavier News coming up next.